Hi ladies, I am back with my, I guess it's part 2 from my first video, which explained TTC down to Shania's allergies, and the flooding in South Carolina, and me worrying about my family. So, as far as I know, everybody is safe. A few had to be evacuated to some safe places, and um, honestly, we were supposed to go back down there at the end of last month, and we couldn't go. I forgot the reason why we couldn't go, but we ended up not going, and we would have ended up being stuck down there because right now, they have curfew and they have sinkhole issues. It's a lot going on. So thank you for all the prayers. Just continue to have South Carolina in your prayers because they're going through a lot. But everybody, from what I understand, is pulling together, giving out free water, diapers, wipes, formula, because their water was contaminated. So they got the water cut off. Some places have it, some places don't. Well, we're going to start this video, and we're going to talk about a few of things that's been going on with me, a few issues that's been going through the family, and I'm going to do a third video, which is going to be Shania's winter clothes haul. I've been doing winter clothes shopping for her and for me, so I don't know if I should do both of ours together. I'll probably do both of ours together. Okay, let's get into it. Well, I had my cardiologist was saying that my high blood pressure that I had, which was pretty bad when I was smoking, but I quit smoking shortly after I found out I was pregnant with Shania. So I've been smoke free for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years December of this year. So he was telling me that maybe my high blood pressure could be coming from sleep apnea. And I'm like, well, no, I don't think I have it. So, he was like, well, let's get a sleep study done to see how you do. So I was like, okay. I had my sleep study. I thought that I was going to get the results back the same day, but the man said, no, your doctor had to read them to you. So I was like, okay. So, and excuse my hair, I'm deep conditioning, because as you can't really tell my hair color because of the way the lighting is, but I had dyed my hair. You can see my roots are black again. I dyed my hair. It's like a burgundy red, and since I'm natural, you can see my hair is starting to curl up, so it just looks kind of wonky. But anyway, so I did the sleep study, and I called the doctor's office and I said, well, I did my sleep study and I haven't heard anything back. Do I gotta make an appointment to come in? They said yeah. So I went in to see a doctor. I seen him Tuesday. And he explained to me that when I'm resting, he said when I'm resting, I stop breathing 22.8 times an hour. And he says when I'm dreaming, I stop breathing 77 times an hour. And he says when I stop breathing, the oxygen level drops down to 84. He said that's pretty low because once you hit 80, your brain is no longer receiving oxygen. So he said we have to fit you for a mask, which is a given. And I go back next Wednesday on the 14th to have another sleep study with a mask on to see if that helps with the sleep apnea. He said basically once things get under control, it can help with my blood pressure. It can help with me feeling restless. I could sleep better. I'll be more refreshed. They said it really impacts your life when you have sleep apnea, and it's also on the long run it does a lot of damage to your heart and your brain. Now, I recently had an echocardiogram, and my cardiologist says my heart is fine. He said my heart doesn't look like I have high blood pressure at all. He said it's weird that I don't have any signs of high blood pressure or, strain in my heart, because though I have it, which I thank God, because, my blood pressure used to be really out of control. My normal used to be in the 200s. That was my normal. So, I felt some type of way about that. Now, I'm still under the heaviest weight I've ever been in my life. I'm not as small as I was, which was down in 230s. I'm maybe 270 now. And all that weight I had lost being pregnant with Shania, and I gained it all back. Except for about 18 or so pounds. So it kind of makes me feel like a bit of disappointment, but I know part of it, or most of it, is how my eating habits have been. So I blame nobody but myself, because obviously I only ate to get myself to gain the weight. I'm not going to, put myself down for it. I know it was my eating habits. I know I need to change. I know I need to get out more. For a good while I was depressed, and I just stayed in the house. And my depression, it was weird. It stemmed from the fact of how I felt about, it's going to sound weird, about being cheated out at the end of my pregnancy. But it's really valid feelings. I never got a chance to have a baby shower. I never got a chance to go overdue. I never got a chance to take my baby home after having her. I had to. It was tough. I wanted to go into labor. I wanted to have my water break or be induced, or I wanted the excitement of everything. And I was put in the hospital, and believe me, I'm not complaining about how things went. I'm just mourning about what didn't happen, what I wanted to happen, or how I would like it to happen. When you make your birth plan, you want everything to go according to your birth plan. Sometimes it may be some bumps where you can't have one or the other, but I had none. So, I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful that my daughter's alive. Because it all could have went really differently. But it's just something that was with me for a long time. And then with the NICU experience, and then her being constantly sick, and me worrying, there was a lot of stuff that had me in bed quite often. Then I felt like a crappy parent, because I was just so distracted with everything. I felt as though I wasn't doing her any good being the mother that I knew I should have been. I felt like I was being less of a mom to her. So that's what a lot of the things that I dealt with the depression. And then this is where we dip into the family issues. We have feuding grandmothers, my mom and her dad's mom. And that just recently started. It was nothing that just started. But when you're getting advice from one person and another person, you try to please them and you can't. And then you feel like yourself, you're doing what they want, whether it's my mom or his mom, but it's not what I want. And I feel as though what I want doesn't matter. And even with people give their suggestions, they say, well, it's your child, you do what you want. But you can clearly feel the vibe in that situation, as in, don't do what I say, I'm going to get upset. Or if you don't do it and then they feel some type of way, or they say something slick to you. And it's like, I understand help. I greatly appreciate it. I understand suggestions. I greatly appreciate it. But, let me, try to raise Shania. If I make a mistake, I'm a first time mom. It's bound to happen. It honestly is bound to happen. So, I have expertise to fall back on to ask for questions. Me, I feel like this. If I'm not asking for the help, then I don't want the suggestions. If you see me making a mistake, put me to the side and tell me there's a better way to do it. Not just tell me how it should be done. Let me figure out my own path, because we all have to go through being a first time mom. It's not nothing that's in the book that can tell you how to raise a child. You learn as you go along. So I had that weighing in on me. Right now, the current view is putting Shania in daycare. Honestly, for interaction with other children, besides what she has play dates on the weekend, I understand. But to just put my baby in daycare, it's not something I want to do. Now I know that it's okay to get some time to myself. I understand that. But I don't really want to put her in daycare. And it's not my suggestion. It's from both grandparents. But one grandparent doesn't approve of the daycare. The other grandparent is suggesting the daycare. And I'm like, okay, so what do I do? I wouldn't mind her going to daycare maybe a couple hours a week. Not necessarily full-time or part-time. I will be paying out of pocket because I'm not working or going to school. That's another adventure that I am trying to embark on, which is employment. I feel as though getting out the house, having something to do, interacting with other adults at work, maybe something that may help, turn on the switch and get me where I need to be. So I've been putting applications. I've been looking around for jobs. I've been trying to find something that will help me get out the funk that I'm in. It's not as bad as it used to be. It used to trigger my anxiety, which I stopped taking medications for. I stopped all my psychiatric meds. I'm not on nothing serious. It was just Ativan and Klonopin for my anxiety attacks, because they used to get really bad. I still get anxiety when I go up to Shania's godmom house, because she lives up the street from the hospital where I was at. So it's like riding that road, I feel anxiety, because I traveled that road in the ambulance to be admitted up there to the high risk floor. I traveled that road in the car, going back and forth to see Shania before getting to the Ronald McDonald's house and living there until she was discharged. So it's a lot of anxiety, because it wasn't all good. It was good times and it was troubling times. The times I rode that road, basically. So, yeah, we have the sleep apnea, which I know was greatly due to my weight because I was tested for it before and never had it. And I was around 250 or so I know it has to do a lot with my weight. So I have to change my eating habits. Then we have my depression. Excuse me, which is not as bad as it used to be. It really isn't, but it's still there. And family issues when it comes to Shania and my parenting and daycare. So a lot has been going on in my life, and now that I've figured out how to upload videos to YouTube with my webcam, I'll be doing a lot more videos. So, I mean, if any ladies have any suggestions on how to overcome this or how to conquer it as far as the grandparents go, just leave a comment, or if you're on my Facebook, private message me, because it's like I don't know, it's like I'm intimidated by his mom, and then I have my mom, and it's up and up. I got intimidation, and then I have my mom that I don't want to disappoint. But again, at the same time, I don't know. It's just crazy because I would never think that I would experience this with my child. Believe me, I'm not ungrateful to any help or suggestions. It's just the fact that sometimes I feel as though they put what I would like out the window and expect me to put what they want on the shelf and make that first. And that's not how I think it should go. So other than that, ladies, that's just about it. I'm going through that. I am trying to find jobs. I get out the house, and I know once I start working that yes, Shania will have to be in either a daycare or I will have to have a sitter. Now my mom does watch Shania. Well, she doesn't watch her. She takes her at least once or twice a week overnight, because she loves being around Shania. That's another thing. The thing she allows Shania to do at her house, Shania tries to do when she comes home. And I try to explain to Mom, I'm like, Mom, we have to be consistent at how we're disciplining Shania, what we do or don't allow. Now, when I mean discipline, I'm not talking about hitting. I'm talking about letting her know what's not okay. And even though it's just her attention span is just like that, she's starting to understand what she can and cannot do. And what she can't do here, my mom allows her to do there. And I try to let her know that it's going to, in the long run, she's going to start doing it with y'all, thinking that's how she's supposed to do. When that's not the truth, I don't want her to disrespect my mom or dad because they allow her to do what she wants to do. They give her whatever she wants and they give in to her. And here at the house, if I know she's wrong for doing something she's not supposed to do, I don't give in to her. I tell her, I'm like, no, Shania, we don't do that. We do this. And yes, of course, she gets upset. But once you avert her attention to something else, she doesn't, remember it, and she goes on, and it's okay. But, that's it. I didn't expect this video to be as long as it was. It's just been so much on my mind. It's been so heavy. So, alright, ladies, I thank you for listening, and I'll be making another video about Shania's winter clothes haul and my little winter clothes haul. I have a little stash of winter clothes. She has a big stash. And, alright, like I said, leave comments, suggestions. And let me know, how did you deal with it when it was your family, or did you ever deal with it? Or just in general, how would you deal with it, or how would you approach it? Alright, ladies. Thank you. Bye.